Welcome to Wisdom and Motivation. Today, we bring you a timeless story that offers a powerful lesson about controlling anger. A lesson that can transform not only your life, but also your relationships and inner peace. Have you ever felt angry and said things you regretted later? Anger is one of the most destructive emotions. It can hurt us and the people we love. But what if there was a simple yet profound way to manage anger? Let's learn this lesson from a story told by Buddha himself. One day, one of Buddha's disciples asked, "Lord, how can we control our anger? Sometimes I feel so angry that I cannot think clearly." Buddha smiled gently and replied, "Anger is like fire. If you let it grow, it will destroy everything around you." Let me tell you a story. This story will show you how to control your anger. The disciples leaned forward, eager to hear the story. In a quiet corner of the village, there lived a woman known for her short temper. She would often get angry over the smallest of issues. In her anger, she would say hurtful and abusive words, not just to strangers, but also to her loved ones. Her family lived in constant tension, and her household was always filled with quarrels. But after some time, when her anger cooled down, she would feel deep regret. She would apologize profusely, but the damage was already done. Her words left scars that could not be easily erased. Her family was unhappy because of her anger. They wished for peace, but her anger created arguments and fights in the house every day. One morning, as the sun rose over the village, a monk arrived at the woman's door, holding a small bag. The woman, tired of her uncontrollable anger and the harm it was causing, saw the monk as her last hope. She welcomed him and offered food. After giving him the food, she said, "O wise one, I need your help. I have a problem that is making my life very difficult." The monk asked, "What is the problem, my daughter?" The woman replied, "I get angry very easily. Even small things make me lose my temper. When I am angry, I say bad words and hurt the people I love. Later, I feel sorry, but it is too late. Please tell me how I can control my anger." The monk smiled and said, "Don't worry. I have a solution for you." The monk opens his bag and takes out a small bottle. It is filled with a clear liquid. The monk said, "This is a special medicine for anger. Whenever you feel angry, take 4 drops of this medicine. Put the drops on your tongue and keep them in your mouth for 10 minutes. If you speak, the medicine will not work." The woman was excited and hopeful. She thanked the monk and promised to use the medicine as he had told her. From that day, whenever the woman felt anger rising, she remembered the monk's advice. She quickly took 4 drops of the medicine and kept silent for 10 minutes. At first, it was challenging. She wanted to shout and say angry words, but she followed the monk's instructions and stayed quiet. To her surprise, after 10 minutes, her anger started to go away. She no longer felt like shouting or saying bad things. Slowly, her habit of getting angry began to change. Within a week, the atmosphere in her home began to change. The frequent quarrels stopped, and there was peace in the house. Her children smiled more, and her husband looked happy. The woman felt proud of herself for controlling her anger. Exactly 7 days later, the monk returns to the village and visits the woman's house again. When the woman saw the monk, she ran to him and fell at his feet. She said, "O wise one, your medicine has worked like magic. I no longer get angry like before. My family is happy and there is peace in my home. How can I ever repay you?" The monk gently helped her up and said with a smile, "Daughter, there was no medicine in that bottle. It was filled only with plain water." The woman looked confused. "But how is that possible? I followed your instructions and now I don't feel angry." The monk replied, "The real medicine was silence. By keeping quiet for those 10 minutes, you allowed your anger to pass without giving it power through words. You have not been cured by the water, but by your own self-control and patience." The woman was amazed. She realized that the true cure for her anger was silence. After telling the story, Buddha turned to his disciples and said, "Anger is like a storm. It comes suddenly, but it doesn't last long. It can only be controlled by silence. When we are angry, our mind stops working and our tongue begins to speak. This leads to hurtful words and actions that we later regret. But if we practice silence in those moments, we can prevent so much pain and suffering for ourselves and others. He continued, "Silence is the most effective cure for anger. It gives you time to calm down, reflect, and regain control over your emotions. Just as the woman learned to hold her tongue, you too can use silence as your medicine." Buddha's story teaches us a simple and powerful lesson. Whenever you feel angry, number 1, do not react immediately. Take a moment to pause, stay silent, and let the storm pass. Number 2, stay silent. Give yourself time to calm down. In moments of silence, you'll find clarity. Number 3, think before you speak. Anger lasts for only a few moments, but the words spoken in anger can hurt forever. If you practice silence in those moments, you can avoid many problems in life. Thank you for watching this story on wisdom and motivation. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Remember, silence is not just the absence of words. It is the presence of peace.